lots of love. I bring you delicious foods. I bring you health. And today, wait. I have an incredible, amazing dish to show you. It's one of my mom's favorite. We had a lot of favorites. And it's a brachiole. And I'm gonna show you, so this is going to be dinner with dessert. Wait till you see the dessert that I have for you guys. Buono. The prima cosa, the first thing that we are going to do is put on the fadale. And I'm wearing this beautiful fadale tie-dye because we're all such beautiful, colorful people. There's a lot going on today, guys. So we are going to be chopping a lot of parsley. I'm also going to show you how to make a nice marinara sauce with my own tomatoes, my beautiful Ruskin tomatoes that I put in jars, you know. And because it's going to be a nice plain sauce, and we're going to have this beautiful rolled up meat. Oh wow, wait. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to tell you what the ingredients are going to be. We're going to need parsley, okay, parsley. We're going to need an onion, and that is for the sauce. So I'm going to take the onion. You know how I am with the onions. Oh, mamma mia. I'm going to put it right over here, over there. Dopo. Okay, and then we are going to have some pecorino romano cheese. And some breadcrumbs. This is the way that my mother makes it. Everybody makes your braciole very different. And then we're gonna need toothpicks. We're gonna need some garlic, okay? And what you wanna do is you want to, we're gonna have like an assembly line, and then I'm gonna show you what to do with that. So remember, some pecorino romano. If you don't have pecorino romano, Parmesan cheese would work. In my family, we always love pecorino romano. So you are going to see me use a lot of pecorino romano. So this is pecorino romano. This is Italian breadcrumbs because of flavor. You can make your own Italian breadcrumbs by drying out your bread and then adding, you know, some granulated garlic to this, some dry herbs to this, and this is how you can make. And then that way you can control the salt for those people that have high blood pressure. Okay, so pecorino romano, breadcrumbs, okay, the garlic is going to be for the sauce, okay, basil is going to be for the sauce, okay, then we are going to be using some spezie, gotta have the spezie, you know I'm a little spicy girl, the spezie, oregano, granulated garlic, black pepper, and sale. Okay, so now I am going to be using this, and I know I have a bowl here because it's on an assembly line. So I'm just going to have a little bit of oregano here because I'm going to need that, and whatever oregano I'm not going to use, I can put it back in my jar. You know how I am with the jars. Okay, then I'm going to get some spoons because then that way because we're going to be working with the meat. Okay, perfect. And then the sauce, the way that my mother would serve it, it would be the braciole, and then she would put some of the sauce over this wonderful egg noodles. So I have some beautiful organic egg noodles that I'm going to be cooking when it's time to eat. Right now, I'm going to be cooking this because the meat is going to take a while, so I'm going to be cooking it nice and slow for maybe 1-2 hours until the meat is nice and soft to chew. And then I'm just going to leave it covered until I'm ready to cook later, and then all I got to do is make my beautiful noodles, put that over my beautiful noodles. And also, my mom, what she would do is she would add broccoli to that. Sometimes she would add green beans, or sometimes she would just do a salad, okay? So let's get moving. This I can just like shake in. This I can ground. But this is the granulated garlic, so I'm going to open that up. So this is such a healthy dish. So it's going to take a lot of parsley. And here's the thing, I have a lot of parsley. And you know, the curly parsley said to me, hey, you keep using the flat Italian parsley. When are you going to use me? Hey, I'm over here. So So these are my beautiful organic guys. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, so this is going to be the bowl for the parsley. So remember, what's going to go into the stuffing is going to be the parsley, the cheese, the breadcrumbs, and the oregano. Okay, you got it all over here. You know, my mama, she never messed around with all these bowls. She would just put it in one big bowl. But, you know, this is a cooking show. So what I want to do is I want to really chop my wonderful parsley. And this is flat leaf with the other one because it got jealous. We gotta use it up. And I am going to be using the stems because there's a lot of nutrients. And plus I grew it with no pesticides. And so even though a lot of my herbs, they get eaten, there's always enough for the animals as well. I have like 3 or 4 parsley plants, different kinds of parsley. So you want to make it choppy, guys. Very simple, very easy transaction. You're going to love this dish. And I am using top round, I believe, very thinly sliced because we're going to be stuffing, and wait till I show you. It's going to be delicious. And it could just, you know, you could start this in the morning, like it's right now, it's 9:39. I know I'm early because I have a very busy day today. But I wanted to come on and show you this recipe. One of my mother's favorite. And and I'm doing it this way because I thought that this way might be easier because, you know, my mother never measured. And I don't know how much to measure, you know. So this way, if I'm not going to use all my parsley, I'm going to use it tomorrow, you know, for another dish that I'm going to be showing you. You know, my stuffed chicken with prosciutto. So you got to stay tuned for tomorrow. Okay, so now I have my parsley, okay? I have my parsley ready because I got to get everybody ready. Okay, so now that my hands are all nice and parsley, I'm going to go rinse them. We are listening to some Italian cooking music. And wait till I show you my dessert. Okay, but wait. What do we have here? Oh, mamma mia! Che bellezza! We have a strawberry, a banana, and a lot of spinach. And then some chocolate. Yes, got to have the chocolate. The chocolate is good for you. Antioxidants, high antioxidants. And it's got chocolate in here. And it's delicious. Make sure you go get your toothpicks because we're going to be needing toothpicks. Okay, so now I'm done with this. Let me remove this because I was holding the water. All right, and even though if you're going to have a little parsley over here, don't worry. There's nothing to be worried about the parsley. Let me come down a little bit more so you guys can see me. Okay. Hi, beautiful people. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take a nice big chunk of garlic because this is going to be for a marinara sauce. Well, and it's going to be flavorful, and the meat really flavors the sauce. Hey, listen, if you don't want to make a marinara sauce, guys, get yourself a jar of marinara sauce, okay? And you could do the same thing. All right, I don't really worry about how much of this, how thin to be. It doesn't have to be very thin, and I'm just going to add it top to my onions because these guys are going to go over here and wait till I show you. I'm going to start the sauce, and as the sauce cooks, we're going to make the rest, and then we're going to put that into the sauce. Okay? You follow me so far? Okay. You know, you could do it that way, or you could do the roly first and then do the sauce. It's up to you. Whatever makes you happy. Okay, I got my granulated garlic over here. Let me get myself a little a little something. And you can always add, you know, because this is gonna be the seasoning for everything. So we got granulated garlic in here, okay? And what I'm going to do to this granulated garlic, we just chopped the garlic for the sauce, okay? So I'm gonna put it over here. All right, so into the granulated garlic, I have quite a bit, but also I can also reuse this if I'm not gonna use it all today. So how many teaspoons? I don't know. I think it's one. I have like 4 or 5 pieces. And like I said, I can always reuse this, you know, in those jars. I'm not going to put the species because the species I'm just going to sprinkle. So I'm going to put the species on the side over here. And then what I want to do is I want to get my oregano. Let me see. I'm going to take a good heaping teaspoon, and I'm just going to, you know, put it between your hands and open the flavors like so. Okay, I'm going to put the oregano on the other side because I might want to put it in my sauce. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I might change my mind. I'm a woman. Oh man, there's a lot going on here. A lot of stuff going on in the world today. Mamma mia, don't get me started. Because then Facebook is going to shut me out. But we need to stop the violence. There's another way. There's other ways. Okay, I'm going to be using my hands for this. I will probably use my hands for this too. Yeah, I like it to use my hands. That's why we have the fingers, eh? Okay, so now we got our toppings all done. We got the granulated garlic that I'm probably going to bring over here. Okay, so now I have this beautiful bar, this beautiful base. So because, you know, we got, even though my jars, when I'm making my sauce, you know, and I don't have a cellar here. So when I do my jars, I put them in my pantry. Because my pantry's got air conditioning. It keeps them nice and cool. That's why I try to use them as fast as I can. And even though there's basil in there, I'm still going to use more basil. And why not? Okay, guys, so now, let me go bring you over here, because then I'm going to show you how to do the roly-roly thing. And I'm going to remove this, and I'm just going to, you know, just kind of let all those herbs and everything to kind of go over there in the sink. And I'm not going to be cutting anymore, so I'm not going to be needing... Oh, I might need it for my orange. Yes, there will be an orange for dessert. Wait, it's so easy. Okay, so now, let me come and get you. Hello. Good morning, y'all. Okay. I bring you over here, turn the light over here. I know you can see my beautiful pot. You see the pot? Okay, so I'm going to turn this pot up, and what I'm going to do is I am going to add about 2 tablespoons. Because, you know, I got to make all of this. And this is not going to have any meat. Because the meat is going to come in here later. And it's going to be so easy, guys, that you are going to really love this dish. The braciole. Braciole all'uso nostro. You know what it means, all'uso nostro? All'uso nostro means at our taste. So this is a braciole at our taste. Because in Italia, every household has their own braciola. They all make it many different ways, you know. And we're listening to Italian cooking music. Okay, so I have it on medium high. Let me get you're going to need a nice spoon, eh? Something that you can whack somebody. No, we're not whacking anybody. But I tell you what, if you got my mother mad, this spoon, pow on you. You know, they will call it here abuse. There was no abuse in my time. You misbehaving. You either got the paddle or whatever was at hand, bells, anything. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to wait for this. Let me bring the sale over here. You know, gotta have the sale. Get yourself a non-stick, nice dish, because it's only going to be a 1-pot dish. And then of course, when you cook it, you know, when you cook it, and don't make a lot of pasta because, you know, this sauce might, I would not put a pound, but if you have a family of a lot more, then, well, you know what? We had a family of 4. So this feeds a whole family of 4. Because I like to make more and then we have it for lunch. But I tell you, yesterday's dinner did not last. It was delicious. So I hope you all enjoy that. So I'm really waiting for this to kind of get going over here. You know, when we built this house, gas was not available. Now they're building all of these houses with gas, you know. Da 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 da. Woo! Mo. Piano e mambo, ma la 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 italiano, no. Hey, we're alive, we're healthy. We have to celebrate us. And I know there's a lot going on in the world, mamma mia. Okay, that's done. I am going to add a teaspoon of oregano. And the fishy bacalao. My mother used to love a bacalao. And wait till I show you guys how to make the bacalao. Okay, now I'm going to add the 1 teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic goes in here. 1 teaspoon, very simple, of oregano. Put it to the side. And now I got my sauce. What I want to do is I just want to, you know, I don't want to burn any of this. I just want to kind of riminigliati. Riminigliati. You know, mixy, mixy, mixy. Oh, look at this. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, there's not a better smell for an Italian woman than garlic and onions. Oh, mamma mia. If I was an onion, I would marry a garlic. Oh, man. I spent my time crying and laughing and crying and laughing in the last 3 months. I don't want to cry no more. I think my tears are drying all up. I pray for humanity. I pray for everybody. But you know what? I got to tell you a story. You know, I am like the cooking minister. And when my husband and I got married, we went to the Poconos for a honeymoon. And next to where we were staying, there was the nunnery. And I've never been to a nunnery. And because, you know, my mama did not want me to go to the nunnery in Pittsburgh because, you know, I wanted to be a priest because I was Catholic in those days. And I'm very grateful for that. And so I'd never been to a nunnery. And there was this beautiful nun. And I started talking to her. And she was the cheese nun. She knew how to make cheese. And there was another nun, she knew how to make beer. So, you know, these nuns, man, they got it together, okay? All right, so now that I have it over here, because it's going to take a long time, I am going to bring my beautiful tomatoes. Oh, how beautiful these tomatoes are. Oh, man. Oh. So I got some tomato puree here, I got some other tomatoes here, you know, all my beautiful Ruskin tomatoes. You see how easy and simple that is, guys? Okay, so now, don't throw these beautiful juices away. I am going to go get some pure water, I'll be right back. So what you want to do, you want to get a little bit of water like so. You want to put your hands, yes, you're going to get your hands dirty. If you don't want to get your hands dirty, no, I already washed. Oh, never mind. You know, this is how we did it. Now you're going to take to the other jar because you want to get all this yumminess tomatoes, you know. I mean, I worked very hard for these tomatoes. I'm going to put this in here in the sink. Let me just stir this up. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, man, you see that? See how simple this is, guys? Okay. Put a little bit of more, because now we clean both of the jars. You know, and let me tell you, you don't throw nothing away. Okay. So now that we have this beautiful thing going on in here, you see this beautiful sauce, okay? So now I am going to take my beautiful basil, and stem and all, I'm just going to tear. Let me get this over here. I'm just going to tear. Okay? You see? See how easy that is? Very simple. So now, and because it's my tomatoes, and I don't have to worry about the acid, turn down your heat, because you know, it likes to jump everywhere, everything. Let me get where is my thing? Okay, so now I'm going to turn it down. Okay, turn it down. Turn it down. Here we go. So it doesn't splatter you, burn anything. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to taste. Okay. Oh man. It's so good. Because I'm using fresh tomatoes, okay? You know, I understand if you don't want to use a fresh tomato and you want to buy one of those tomato jars that says marinara sauce, go for it. You may want to, you know, you may want, depending on your family, on how much you want to make. Okay, so as you can see, I have not added a lot of salt in this, right? You saw that, right? So now, I'm going to get the sale, and I am just going to let it rain. 1 pinch, 2 pinch, and 3 little pinch. How much salt? 3 pinch. I don't measure. Okay, so now I'm going to close this up. Because what this is going to do is going to start doing its thing, and I always have a little bit of water on the side in case I may want to add more water, but I really want it to be nice and a thick sauce. And you can see my tomatoes. You can see my beautiful, look at my beautiful tomatoes, okay? Oh, look at those beautiful tomatoes. These are Ruskin tomatoes. They're shipped all over the world, guys, I think. Don't quote me, eh? I have not gone over there to find out. All right, so now, let's take another ride in the kitchen. Hey! All right, I'm gonna bring you right here because I gotta get to the meat. Okay, the meat. And here is the meat, this beautiful meat. And they're very, very thinly sliced, okay? Because I was able to contact the butcher of Publix and ask them if they could do this for me, and they did. Thank you, Publix. Okay, so what you want to do now, you want to take, you know, the meat like so, okay? So we're going to start, we're going to leave the big part, you know, like there's a skinny part, you know what I mean, there's a smaller part, and you know how it goes larger on the top. We're going to start from the bottom up, okay? Let me wash my hands because I want to bring down the camera so I can show you that technique. You may not see me. I'm here. All right, so what to this meat, and you know, get yourself a paper towel because you know you are going to be touching, and that's part of life. That's how it is. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to put, you know, my mom, she would just put them all down. Okay, skinny. So then that way we can do an assembly line. Because they're going to go from here to there. And how we're going to keep it together is with the toothpicks that I will show you. Okay, because in that way I can go washing my hands. And wash the hands. Okay, so now that I got your attention, we are going to put a little bit of parsley. Okay. Now, this dish was done, you know, when you have family coming over, or, you know, some people put eggs in here, some people put prosciutto in here. I am making it the way that my mother would do it. You know, we did not have the luxury, you know, in those days as we have now. Everything is so easily, you know, able to find it. But not in every country. Not in every country. You know, I remember that my aunt wanted to make a dish in South America, and the ingredient that she wanted was no longer there. So it's not easy, guys. Okay, so now make sure that all the meat is, you know, it's nice. Because these are so nice and thin, I don't have to pound them. But my mother would buy the most hardest meat, and she would sit there and pound and pound and pound the poor little thing, and because they didn't have this, okay? So remember, you don't want to put a lot. Okay, so now to this, okay? We have, you know, the mixture that I showed you, you know, the garlic, the oregano, the granulated garlic, the oregano, and the, so we're going to use that, and we're just going to put a little bit like so. See what I'm doing, guys? Okay? Okay, so now because, and here's the oregano. I'm sorry, this did not have oregano. This had the no, it did have oregano. Okay, but my mother always liked to put more oregano. My mother loved oregano. I think that was one of her favorite herbs. It's amazing how much you remember, you know, about your parents when they're no longer here. And I'm remembering all these recipes, you know, that are coming in my head now. Okay, and then we will use breadcrumbs because, you know, breadcrumbs were not very expensive. And meat in Argentina was a very easy, you know, we would eat more meat in Argentina than we would do chicken. To eat a chicken in Argentina when I was growing up, it was something that very wealthy people would have, okay? So some breadcrumbs like so, and then of course, you know, pecorino romano. I'm gonna put it in my hand right here like so, because I don't want to contaminate my beautiful pecorino romano. See how nice that is? Let me do another one. It's all about flavor upon flavor upon flavor upon flavor. Okay. Okay, now we take the spezzi. You know, we gotta have a little bit of spezzi. Perfect. Okay, now, because pecorino romano has salt, what we want to do is we want to just salt a little bit. You know, we got the sauce already going on there too. So we got it over here, like so. Okay. Now let's just pray that everything works out the supposed to. I am stressing. Let me drink my drink because it's got ashwagandha. And I'm just going to add a little bit of my black pepper. Why not? Because we can. Okay, so now, watch, guarda. We are going to start from the skinny pieces, and we are going to roll them tight. Roll them tight. Don't worry if it goes somewhere else, everything, we don't worry. And then we are going to take you know, this part and flip it over like so. We're just going to leave it like this right now. I haven't done the toothpick yet, eh? See how simple it is. It's just like rolling pizza. No, not rolling pizza. A rolling dough or something like that. The kids can get into this. They like getting dirty. You can have your little, you know, the little ones to do the roly-roly for you. And these are so delicious. So I'm doing, it's just my husband and I don't think it's going to be enough for tomorrow because they're so good. And when you have it with a pasta, with just a little bit of pasta, like I said, sometimes my mom would make it with, she would make mashed potatoes and serve the meat, and then she would put the spaghetti sauce over the mashed potatoes. Yes, we would have mashed potatoes with sauce on top. Okay, so now, you know, pull it like so. Okay, so now we have these beautiful pieces like this, right? We have 4 pieces. If you had more, you can have more. So now we have the toothpicks. So now the toothpicks, I have a little fork. And let me see if I can dish out a few. Okay, I don't want to touch the toothpicks because I don't want my toothpicks to go bad. All right, so now you're going to take a toothpick. Okay, guarda. You're going to go in here and you're kind of going to sew. Because this is what's going to keep them together. Okay, if you need to use another one, I am not very good at this, okay, but you understand, because I'm using, you know, what we use, the top part. So then we're going to go like so. We're going to go in, we're going to go out, we're going to go in, and we're going to go out. Okay, like that. And if you need another one, by all means, knock yourself out. Do it, because these guys, you know, as they cook, you know, you don't want them opening up. And remember, oh, I always have something underneath here so it catches everything, so it's easier for me to do laundry with that. And I do laundry 2-3 times a week sometimes. Okay, so I'm using 2 because I like to take this little part right here and kind of fold it over. it's going to do its own thing anyways. This little pockets here. And I know, oops, that guy broke. See, it broke. But the broke police is not here. We're not going to worry about it. We get another one, you know. That's how life is. You know, you got to roll with the punches, I suppose, or not. Okay, so the best thing to do is to really hold it down, and then you can go in. Oh, here's another one that broke. See? They don't make it like they used to. Okay, so now that I have all of these guys, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I am going to grab my napkin that I had touched my hands with it, and I'm going to put it in the sauce. I'm just going to nestle them in. And I'll bring you down here and show you how nicely nestled they are. They have all that beautiful swimming pool to hang on in. Now I am going to remove this. Going to wash my hands real quick. All right, so now, come on, let me show you what we're doing. Okay, so now, do you guys see that? Oh, wait a minute, I spit. There we go. And Reggie came in, because he's like, what, beef? He knows the word beef, this dog. So you have the meat over here. So what you want to do is you want to cover it. You're going to cover it like so. And we are going to, you know, when you have a lot of people, this entire thing will be full. But it's just my husband and I can guarantee you that this sauce, if I'm not going to use it all, I will freeze it. That's already made, and I will put the name on it. I will put the date on it, because I can reuse this sauce for something else, or I can make this again. So now I'm going to cover this guy up, and I'm just going to cook on medium low. Okay, so now you see, guys, what I have for you here. Oh, okay, so now let me bring you back over here. I know we move around a lot. We're driving. Santa Lucia. Okay, so now since I did not use all these toothpicks, let me get them out of the way, because we're not going to need the toothpicks. Okay, we'll put that away. We're going to remove that. We're going to clear the decks over here. I'll worry about this stuff later. Okay, because now it's all about dessert. Okay, so now what I have here is blackberries and blueberries. I have 2 pints of blackberries. Oh my God. And I have blueberries that I took out of the freezer, because, you know, when I bring my fruit, I freeze it for smoothies. So that's what I have here. Okay. So now here, I have, let me grab my glasses. Okay. So what we are going to be using for this amazing dessert, guys, we're going to be using some brown coconut sugar, some white regular sugar, so we can cut down, you know. I have all-purpose bacon flour. I have an orange, a zester. I have 6 tablespoons of butter that I am going to go melt right now in the microwave. And of course, let me move that out of the way. Okay, so now I am melting my butter. So what I want to do is I want to take 1 cup of this flour, if I can get it open. Okay, it opened. Because yes, we're going to be making a crumble. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 cup of that in here, okay? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, and I have a teaspoon here, and what I'm going to do is I have flour in here. So what I want to do is I want to kind of, you know, put the flour, you see what I'm doing? Okay, you know, use the flour, because it's going to be a lot of juice, and it's going to create its own juice, guys. Okay, so now I am done with that. Okay, so maybe 1 and a half, kind of eye it, okay? And I don't have to mix anything. I'm just going to leave it just like that. I'm not going to mess with it, and that is taken care of. So for the crumble, we are going to be using a half a cup of, we have a 1 cup of flour. Let me go grab an egg. Yes, we're going to be using 1 large egg. And I forgot that to get, because it's good to always have your egg at room temperature. And remember what I told you about the eggs. See what I'm doing right now? These are going to go on the ground. And you see how beautiful everything is growing in my garden. And that's because I use a lot of the eggs, okay? So now, let me get... I'm going to use this. I'm going to crack the egg because I want to put it in here. Okay, in a little bowl. Make sure you wash the egg. Put that egg over there. I don't need the egg right now. Okay, so now I am going to be, it's going to take a half a cup all together. I don't use a lot of sugar. So you may use, because what I do is instead of using a cup of sugar, and my husband has diabetes, I will use fruit to sweeten things up. And what you want to do is you want to come in here, and we're going to use the entire zest. We still have the egg, the 1 egg over there, okay? So I'm zesting an entire orange. Okay, I got you, butter. Let me check on my butter. Look at my beautiful, you may want to continue to cover. Make sure that they're always covered, this beautiful meat. You could make a bigger, smaller pot than this bigger pot, but I didn't have a smaller pot that was non-stick, okay? And then that's what I use. See, the thing is, don't ever be afraid. Okay, so 6 tablespoons of butter. So 6 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 egg, okay? 1 orange zest, 1 cup of flour. I am using gluten-free because it's a lot better for me, especially, I have something with gluten. Okay, so now I have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful orange. See that? Simple, simple, easy. Okay, so now the orange, I can put that away. Okay, so now, normally this would take a whole entire cup, but I am going to be eyeing it to make it all. So I am going to take heaping tablespoons of the brown coconut sugar, okay? So what I am using is I'm using organic brown coconut sugar, unrefined and low glycemic certified. Low glycemic, okay, for those that have diabetes. So this is a diabetic, healthy dessert. My husband likes dessert. I love a dessert. Okay, so now because it doesn't, really, it's good for the low glycemic. I'm going to be using like 2 tablespoons because it's all together. It's going to be half a cup, but you can make it more sweeter. So now I'm going to use, and I am using Casper refined sugar. Okay, I use that for everything. It's gluten-free. So now I don't quite have. So I use 2 tablespoons of that. So now I'm going to add another one of the brown sugar. Okay, and that gives me a half that. Simple, easy transaction. You guys are going to be making this over and over again because it's delicious and amazing. Okay, so now let me add the egg. And I just want to make sure that I write things down in a little piece of paper so I can remember everything, because sometimes with everything going on, with the, and I'm going to get my oven at, I believe it's 350 degrees, and it's going to, 375 for about 35 minutes. Let me start this at 375. Because you see, and I am going to put my timer for 35 minutes. Because if I get it ready now, I am going to bake this now, but I'm going to eat it later. And instead of ice cream, I'm going to be using yogurt. Oh, aspetta! Okay, so now I have my eggs. I want to make sure that my butter is not super, super hot, and I'm going to add the butter in there. Yes, but put the butter in there. Okay. So now, oh, wait a minute. Oh, where do I have it? I have it here. Oh. Because I like, oh my goodness gracious. And we're not making a cake, but I like to add stuff. You know, I like a flavor. I am going to use a tiny teaspoon, very tiny teaspoon, very tiny of vanilla. Oh yeah, this is going to be an amazing topping. Hey, if you're ever invited to my house for dinner, you're going to be amazed. I hope. Okay, so let me grab a little fork. I'm gonna start mixing this together. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my hands. Put the egg in there now. Because what we don't want to use the butter. We don't want to cook the eggs. I know, an egg for a topping, right? But it's very easy. I'm gonna use my little fork. And you're just gonna mix it like so. Okay, full of flavor, full of yums. Oh yeah. Okay, so then what I do with this, okay, I mix it really well. Make sure you get underneath there. Let me grab one of these guys. So it makes it a lot easier to get under. Because make sure you get underneath, because you want to get all these yumminess. You know, and a lot of people are afraid to cook with, you know, with different things, you know, but this works really well. Okay, so now what I like to do is I like to take the clumps and just put the clumps right on top of that and just start doing the clumps. Can you see that? What I'm doing, guys? Because what this is going to do is going to kind of spread. So you kind of, you know, just kind of take your, you know, I'm using a little fork and I'm just coming in here and I'm just taking clumps. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. This is going to be delicious. Oh, man. This is going to be good. You know, I love going to North Carolina, and I never forget this cobbler that I had. And I talked to the people there, and everybody has their own recipes. And cobbler was something that Italians, you know, we did not have. But this is, I don't know where cobbler came from or how it was created, but it is such a delicious thing that I thought, why not? And especially, you know, with having the wonderful dinner. And as you can see, it really covers a lot. And I did not use any butter because we didn't, you know, I did not have to butter anything, okay? Because it's going to be at the top, on the topping. Okay. So now, what you want, if you want, you can kind of, you know, let me take this out of the way so I can show you. You know, you can kind of, but you don't have to. I kind of like to leave it in clumps because I like imperfection. Because what is perfection? So now this guy, my oven is preheating. It's still preheating. All right, so now, let me wash my hands. Okay, guys, I want to bring back to what we made. We made this beautiful cobbler that I am going to put it in the oven for 35 minutes at 375. 375 until everybody marries. They're going to go blue, 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 muma, 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 and it's going to become a delicioso for you. Delicioso, delicioso. Delicious. Okay, so now we have made it this. Let me bring you over here so I can show you. We're going for another ride. Hey, you guys get to go for 2 rides today. And I want to show you this, guys. Let me bring it down because I want to show you what you made. What we made. See, you just kind of go like that. And I could move this into a different pot. Okay, but you know, I'm not going to do that. So look at these guys. So now, sometimes what my mom would do to this, okay, sometimes she would add green beans to this or broccoli to this, or what I am personally going to do, we do have the pasta. So I am going to be serving a little bit of the pasta with the sauce and the meat. And then remember, we have the cobbler, and I'm probably just going to make a very simple spinach salad. Very simple. Okay, guys. Oh, sorry. We got... we fell down. And that's what happens in our kitchen. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I am Elena Jones, and I have brought you this delicious, beautiful... Wait a minute, where are you? Okay, I can see me, but I cannot see... Oh, there it goes. The beautiful Brachiole. And then I have brought you over here, and we have made the beautiful dessert. Oh, can you see the dessert? Okay, guys, as you can see, nothing is perfect in this world, and we have to roll with the punches, just like I dropped the phone. Hey, you know what? The drop police was not here. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I love you, bellies. I love you, bellies. Get your stuff ready tomorrow. Get your chicken breast tomorrow, because wait till I show you what's coming. All right. Blessings to every one of you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ciao, ciao, belly. Ciao, ciao.